Hey, acidic banana. I'm just waiting for people to turn up before I begin. Really, is acidic banana the only one in chat? Did I do notification ping in my Discord? Yes, I did. Right back, one sec. Oh, at least there's one other person in chat. Hey, Raven. So, 2024. How do I begin? Let me start off by asking myself the question, have I done everything that I promised I'd do in 2023? Have I redone all of the runs that I had lost? Yes. Have I re-uploaded pretty much every run that I want to re-upload? Yes. Some of them are unlisted because I need to give them thumbnails and a proper description, but those will be coming out over the coming days. And have I changed into a better person? Unfortunately, I cannot answer that, because then that would just be my own biased opinion. It's all up to everyone else to make a judgment, but I think I should leave this one up to the people who trusted me the most before. So people like Harry LTS, Gon, Rise, Sanzi, Mr. Peter, Amara73, Semi, Zotaman, Sanzi. Pretty much everyone who was friends with me before the QSV downfall. I don't know if yeah, that's all I can say on that matter. So yeah, for those who might not be up to speed, I used to be called QSV Gaming. And in 2022, in September of 2022, after I've broken so many promises and just been so miserable and mean to so many people, I was cancelled. Yep, I was cancelled. Your guy Still Gaming was once cancelled. So yeah, there's a whole list of things. Most notable of all, I was not keeping my promises, and I was really toxic to a lot of people. And I didn't handle situations the way that I should have. I even went as far as to go further down the rabbit hole and see if I could retrieve something that I could scare someone away with. Yes, I still feel like an asshole about it, and I take full accountability for my actions. And at the end of the day, I just know that some trolls really don't give a fuck whether or not they annoy you, just as long as they have some fun in the end. So, on that judgment, I cannot provide anything. I'm going to leave that up to everyone else. Now, I know that there are still some people who haven't quite moved on from the drama, and honestly, I can kind of respect it, but it's been 15 months. So I can understand, like, trust issues and some things. But if they're willing to just hold on to some weird, somewhat crumpled allegation that derived from misinformation, well, not misinformation, basically twisted words. Anyway, now that's out of the way, I want to continue to address my 2023, a recap of how it went, and what are my plans for 2024. First of all, as I'm sure you already know, 2023 was a huge drag. Like, I think it was mostly because I set so many things upon myself and just, I was trying too hard to be unique. But I think most of it just came from the fact that I just took so many things the wrong way. So early in the year, I redid every challenge run that I said I redo, and that was great. No longer have to redo any of those. In April, I think April was the biggest month for me. April, I pretty much finished the hardest work I could have put upon myself. Distrust 2 Phase 1 No Hit for 1, and a team project that was a little bit mismanaged. So that's yeah, you're up to speed there now. And over the summer I was grinding as usual. And now in December of 2023, the very last month of the year, I feel as though I've done okay, but I feel like I could have done so much better. Like, I made a promise at the start of the year, but I'd try and act better and try and get better at things. And as a result, I might have just bitten off more than I can chew. Several times. Times have gotten rough, and they were only factored by IRL factors as well. But hopefully now that's all over, I can rest easy again. So, since I am done with Undertale challenges, apart from no hit true pacifist. I don't have any challenge plans for 2024. If, and it's a very big if we do get Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 in 2024, I'm definitely going to play them, but whether or not I challenge run them, at least individually, is going to depend on how balanced they are. If they're as bad as I think they're going to be, then I'm not going to play them. Well, I'll still play them, but I just won't challenge run them. I'm a retired challenge runner after all, so there you go. At least now I can maintain a bit of a better balance. I no longer have to worry about challenge running alongside helping family with things or getting university work done. Which, if you're wondering, I am now finished for the rest of the year in 2023. Not done overall. There's still some stuff I gotta do. But it's coming up on Christmas break, and I think we can all agree that we should just sit back in our chairs, watch some TV, maybe play some games, just have a chill period at the end of the year. Because that's typically what everyone wants to do. They want to get everything done before the end of the year. They want to have a chillax period, and when the new year starts, after the celebrations and everything, they can get on with their life. Just like so. So, let's address something first of all. I know that Undertale Yellow comes out today, but I'm not going to be playing it straight away. I'll probably play it sometime around next week, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't played the demo, so I'm not really that hyped up about it as much as any of you might be, those who have played the demo have been following the news for it. So that's me on Undertale Yellow. Just in case you're wondering what I thought about it. It's a couple of hours until it comes out anyway, so I'll live. In terms of project work, what do I have planned for 2024? Unfortunately, I don't have any plans. And there's a very, very, very good reason for it. When I'm working on projects, I always tend to rush them, and that sometimes I look back and I think, oh, actually, I wanna do some of this here and there. So by the middle of the year, I was just thinking that maybe I should just take my time on things. And yes, this is due to the fact that a certain YouTuber played my game. This is due to that. It just shows that I need to put more time and effort into what I'm doing instead of just coming up with random concepts just to inflate the phase count. Yes, Valentin, Mr. Cherry himself. He played Siblings Redemption in, I think it was it May? Let me double check. Oh, for God's sake. This is just giving me a whole bunch of English. Can I get on the site, please? You are nothing but a pile of banana skins. No, it was actually back in July. It was back in July that Merg played my game. So yeah, it's due to that, but I'm actually taking my time with pretty much everything from now on. I'm putting more time and effort into what I love best, and I've already had some pretty good results. Speaking of Siblings Redemption, I do have plans for another remake. And yes, this does mean that I'm going to have to be very secretive about this remake. It will be nothing like what you saw in this version or the Legacy version. none of those things. But in terms of release dates, I have none. Because if you remember before, I always promise that I get something out by this month or that month. And then that month goes by really quickly and I still haven't finished it. So then I give myself another month and that doesn't work. I gave myself another month and that still didn't work. And now I need to stop giving myself deadlines. The only deadlines that I can stick to in reason are university works. So, here are the projects that I have planned for 2024, 2025, 2026, 2057, I don't know. Before I continue anything, I want to get a demo of Undercreator out. I need to re-review all the applications I received for beta testing. And I'll accept some beta testers. Now, just note that Undercreator is a one-person job. I'm doing the entire thing all by myself. It's really just a matter of sticking together concepts and using default sprites. That's really all it is. Because you can customize it in any way you want, and that does mean you can use your own sprites. So, if you're interested in becoming a beta tester for Undercreator, then I will leave a link in the chat in a couple of seconds that you can follow to fill out, and then, yeah, it'll be up to me whether or not you get accepted, but be rest assured that application is there should you wish to apply. Aside from Undercreator, I am actively updating my collection of things. Undertale Last Breath Phase 3 is now finished. I just need to get Phase 1 and 2 done. And then I can add a couple more things before I roll out version 1.6. If you're wondering how the bonus games are going to work, they're all going to come out in waves. So, in version 1.6, you'll get Undertale Last Breath. In version 1.7, you'll get the second bonus game. In 1.8, the third. In 1.9, the fourth. And in the final version, 1.x, yes, I'm using 1.x, not 1.10. In version 1.x will be bonus game 5 and the final fight. By then, the collection of things will be finished. There'll be nothing else to add. Now let's address the elephant corpse in the room. Undertale Unified. I've mentioned this a couple of times throughout the year, and it's a project I had tried to start in 2022, late 2022, mind you. And by now, we still haven't finished the story. So, what I have done, instead of trying to go completely unique, I am instead, or rather, we are instead, going to be focusing on making it a fan-made Undertale prequel. I'm not going to go into details about what this prequel is, but it's something, a fan game of which has never been done before. So the old story, even though it's incomplete, is now scrapped. We're not using it anymore. Whether or not I decide to make it public, I'll decide for myself. But for now, that's all you get. And there's another project that I've left on a standstill for so long, and that's my Deltarune engine. I want to get that finished too, preferably sooner rather than later, because I want to make a Deltarune fan game at some point. I don't care if it's late this year, late next year, late 2025. I don't care. I just want to get that done. As well as making it public so that you guys can use it to your own wish if you want to. Of course, it will be commented like my How to Make an Undertale fan game series. And I think before I actually release it, I'm going to have my Bug Hunter SK playtest it. Thanks, SK, if you watch my streams. I don't know if you do. But you're incredible at bug hunting. I don't know how you do it so much. So, yeah. I at least plan to get a demo of Undercreator and publicize my Deltarune engine over the next year. Whether or not we finish what's now known as Undertale Reborn. Yes, it has the Reborn codename back, don't judge me. It's now called Reborn again. Whether or not we have a demo or a full game of Reborn is way outside of my league to predict right now. It could come out next year, it could come out in 10 years. I don't know when it's going to come out, considering it's a team effort and everyone else already has packed schedules. This is my last-ditch effort to make my first ever team project complete. Because it features so much stuff from lots of different people. And I have kindly asked them to tag along for the ride and actually commit to the project. If I cancel this project, then over the last year, I would have wasted their time and broken their expectations again. You know how well Tales of Underlegends went? I'm not having another one of those fiascos. So we're going to keep working on this project until it is complete. If you have a problem with that, then again, I say this to everyone who has a problem with watching my stuff. Why are you here? There's billions of other people out there, and I'm only one of them. I'm a very tiny drop in a very large ocean. Go back to watching Dan TDM or something. Now, in my document, I have a couple of other things in here as well. I want to... Well, or rather, I wanted to make another Omori animation. And after so many weeks of consideration and thinking, I have decided I am not going to do this anymore. I am not going to make another Omori animation. That doesn't mean that animation is completely out of the question. There are still some animations I want to create, particularly for A Tale of Fate and Hope, which will be the episodic documentary series I will be releasing along my road to no-hit True Pacifist. And there's also the two other projects I want to do anytime in the future. These are ones that I have long-term goals for, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them. But I already have a system in place for both of them. And those are Chiptune Craze and Her Saga. I've already addressed Her Saga before, plenty of times. And it's definitely something I want to do, but it might be a couple of years down the line yet. I have some story elements planned for it. I do have a good baseline to work with for that project, but for now, I have no news for it. Chiptune Craze will be using the old Tetris Funkin' engine that I made originally for Harry LTS. So thanks, Harry LTS, if you're watching this, for allowing me to use it. Of course, it'll have to be reinvented, because right now it's literally just a reskin of Friday Night Funkin'. So if you don't know what I plan for Chiptune Craze to be, Chiptune Craze will be an adventurous rhythm game and a rhythm game adventure. A chiptune rhythm game adventure. That's all I'm going to say about it. Featuring so many different songs and all that. Also, yes, there will be up and down scroll and keybinds and everything. Blah, 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 blah. So that's all the game work that I have some ideas for and want to do from now until basically whenever I give up or something. I don't know. I have all of these down the line, and if I don't think of something and then plan to do it a year in advance, I always get myself into a rut that I just cannot think of anything. It's always best when I'm working on something to just think of a load of different things and then just jot that all down in a notebook somewhere. So that once I finish one project, I can start working on the next, and then the next, and then the next. After all, isn't that how game companies usually work? Once they finish Grand Theft Auto 6, they're going to start making Grand Theft Auto 7. For legal reasons, that is a joke. Do not sue me, Rockstar Games. I have no control over what games you make. Yeah. I've seen the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. It's basically RTX GTA 5 as far as I'm aware. It looks very, very, very middle of the road to me in terms of quality. I think I would have preferred like more GTA 5 DLC instead, but I think we all knew that this was coming eventually. No, I'm not going to go into much detail over that for the sake of my safety. I think they made more than 5 Grand Theft Auto games. I just think they said that it's the 6th game in the series. Because they had... Hang on, let me look it up. So, yeah, they have more than 6 Grand Theft Auto games right now. They have a load. They have Grand Theft Auto 1, Grand Theft Auto 2, Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and then Grand Theft Auto 4. So, technically, we're getting Grand Theft Auto 8 in 2025, if all goes well. I don't understand why... It's like Windows. They skipped Windows 9 and went straight from 8.1 to 10. Like, why didn't we get Windows 9? So, yeah, there you go. We're getting Grand Theft Auto 8 very soon. There's also expansion packs, but I'm not going to get into those. Remasters, they're decompiled for Nintendo Switch. San Andreas Brothers, I see you've found a friend. So, I know it's only been like 48 minutes since I last put out the poll, but I can see that you guys actually love watching me break games with glitches. So, I don't know. Why do you prefer this over modding or building games from the ground up? I thought you loved my content, not hated it. God. First you hated my content, now you love it, and now you hate it again. What's wrong with you people? It reminds me of when a Disney movie is successful and Disney music until it doesn't interest anyone anymore. Yep, that's what they did with the Jungle Book and Fantasia or something. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously I get the most traction for making custom content. I like making I like modding. I like building things from the ground up. I occasionally love breaking games with glitches, but now on this poll, you just seem to love that the most. Why? Why do you love me breaking games more than making them? I don't understand. I thought you loved seeing something new come to life. Like, why? Now I feel empty again. I watched Toy Story 4 a few days ago. Must be honest, I don't really like Toy Story 4 that much. Toy Story 3 was like the best thing to end it on. It was called the final chapter for the good reason. It felt like a good send-off to Toy Story. But they made Toy Story 4 and what? Now they're making Toy Story 5? Oh, God. Yeah, apparently Toy Story 5 is now in development. Along with... Don't tell me they're going to be making Cars 4 as well. Well, it's a possibility. I've never seen Cars 3, so I cannot make a judgment on that. But from what I've heard, it's a pretty damn dark movie. It's a pretty damn dark movie. Why do people watch Velma even if it's really bad? Because people just love watching the worst of the worst. People just love latching on to the worst possible things. Like, say for example, if it was noted that a company just makes an entire animation using artificial intelligence, that gets the praise for being the worst animation ever because it's made with like zero effort. And yet people still watch it. That actually did happen. Netflix Japan made an anime called The Dog and the Boy, which is made using AI. I wish I was joking. Look it up. It's real. It's real. And even Marvel, the company that was held responsible for making hand-drawn comics since the 60s, has been using AI to generate their opening titles. Hey, Rise. I thought you were watching earlier. But yeah, that's what's happening in this industry now. People are just milking the worst things. And then they're getting the praise for it because it just happens to be the worst thing. Yeah, Valentin, I've seen Scott Pilgrim, the movie. It was really good. I plan to watch the anime as soon as I'm done watching Pokemon Indigo League. So. Anyway, to recap, review. What are my project plans for the future? Not just 2024, not just 2025, but for the whole rest of my entire online career, however long that's going to last. Under Creator and Deltarune Engine are now my top priorities. I need to get those done before I work on anything else, because those two things will be vital in helping me with my future projects. Undertale Unified has now become Undertale Unified has now become Reborn, which means that the concept of it is being reworked to a fan-made Undertale prequel, the details of which I'm not going to go into because it's a unique idea. I'm actively updating my collection of things, so nothing, no release dates or anything on that. I will be posting teasers, but don't expect them to be full-fledged fights. In the videos, I mean. You can download and play the fights for yourself. Hopefully I can expand on some of my other ideas that I have in the works that I want to do in the future, like Chiptune Craze and her saga. I might actually rework the Angela Bot project, because if you know, I've put out a new video on the Angela Bot channel recently about Angela facing Does Trust Phase 4, and I think that went well, but I feel like I could do better with this. So I know how to code better now, so I can get a better work done on that. And hopefully soon, Angela Bot will get her first no-hit. In the works for over 2.5 years, and so far she's not done a single no-hit. Okay, for those who don't know what the Angela Bot project is, in July of 2021, I had the idea of having a game that plays itself, but since there are no games currently that play themselves, I thought of integrating a bot into that game so that it plays itself. And that's how Angela was born. She was born from the ashes of the long gone days of automation. She's not a perfect bot by any means, but hopefully she'll do a lot better. Just to be clear, okay? Angela is not a real person, nor will she ever be. So that character you see on screen right now, that's only a picture. It's not real. So there you are. You're up to speed now. That sounds like a glorified cinematic. What does, Vesco? And back to answering the Angela Bot. Ah, I see. And back to the questions I asked at the start of the video. Have I redone all the challenge runs that I said I wanted to redo? Yes. Have I re-uploaded them? The ones that I have been wanting to re-upload? Yes. Some of them are unlisted, but I'll be putting them out over the coming days because I have to make thumbnails for them. And I think the most important one of all is, have I become a better person when compared to 2022? For obvious reasons, I cannot answer that. I'm going to leave that up to the people who know me the most. I'm not saying that all of you don't know me very well, because you don't. I don't know any other way of saying it. Yeah, I'm talking about people who know me on kind of on a personal level, like Rise or Sansy. Still, I dare you to no-hit Ari's Does Trust Phase 1 from a year ago. Terrio. Did you not get the message from Undertale Last Breath Renewed Phase 1 no-hit? I'm retired. There's only one no-hit challenge I have left, and that's no-hit True Pacifist. Other than that, that's the only one. That segmented no-hit I put out yesterday, that was to help out Lacromia with his no-hit run. I have no plans to return to any no-hit content. Well, apart from that segmented no-hit, obviously, but for now, that's just a one-off. There's an Angela Bot channel. I can't find it. There is. Let me put it in chat right now. Your channel page. Why do I sound British? Because I am. So, yeah. I don't know what else you expected. So yeah, I'll be continuing No Hit True Pacifist into 2024 unless I miraculously finish it before then, which is very unlikely to happen. But hey, we got a quadruple fly trap, and that's a 1 in 78,000 chance. So, you know, anything can happen. I still don't know how long it will take, or if, you know, I'll eventually just want to give up at some point. But I think with enough time, it might actually happen. I'm just... If I must be honest, I'm kind of expecting the worst to come out of No Hit True Pacifist. Even though I got, like... even though I would have, at that time, I would have got, like, the best Undertale run there could possibly be, within reason, mind you. Soulless Pacifist is 2 runs, so that technically is not a thing. And then some smart little kid or one of the random adults is just going to come out and say, "This guy offended me. Oh, I do not like what they did in their past." Well... I've got 2,800 people who would disagree with you. Isn't Soulless Pacifist 3 runs? No, because you have to do Genocide and then you have to do Pacifist, so that's 2 runs. I mean, yeah, technically Neutral exists as well, but you have to do Neutral to do Pacifist, so that is... a little bit off on the off side. Bro is not doing Asriel Phase 2 without a TAS. May I remind you, I have a full no-hit Asriel under my belt, so... What'd you say again? Okay. That was terrible of me, I apologize. But... hopefully... we'll get a sub-7 hit run on Undertale No Hit True Pacifist very, very, very soon. Again, that could take ages. Because I'm constantly logging everything onto my NHTP log spreadsheet. And so far, the best run made it all the way up to Phase 6 of the Flowey fight. We almost got another no-hit neutral run, which is what we'll have to do no-hit True Pacifist. We'll have to do no-hit neutral so many times, it looks like, before a True Pacifist could actually happen. But hopefully no-hit neutral will be happening again very, very, very soon. So that's my best-known pace so far. And I want to give some shout-outs as well to people who have tried offering strats to help with that. Sansi, first of all, for reminding me about the glitchless speedrun strat, where you use the armor sets in Metaton EX to complete the fight, which is great because near the end of the fight, there's a luck lock with the box and bomb RNG. So that gets rid of that entirely. So thank you, Sansi. Lachromia for coming up with a Reaper Bird strat that was 0% risk. So on the third attack of Reaper Bird, you can go underneath every man into the bottom right corner and you'll never get hit. Ever. Like, the only dangers at that point would be the flying heads, but they can't reach you there, so that's good. Big shout out to him for helping out. And there was one, I think, by Sean Does Stuffs. Yeah, Sean Does Stuffs, by trying to manipulate the RNG on Asriel Phase 2. Unfortunately, though, it only works on Phase 3, because you have to stay still off screen for a certain amount of time for it to work. So we tried it in Phase 2, and sadly, it didn't end up working. And even if it did, well, it would have been funny, but I don't think it actually would have been considered an improvement to Asriel. Just a strat based on a technicality. So there you go. Those are all the current strats that we currently have for no-hit true pacifist. Right now, we're on an extremely optimized strategy path. If you want to chip in and help, then that would be very appreciated. You could actually make no-hit true pacifist seem not as hard as people make it out to be. You haven't answered my question. Sorry, what was that? Sorry, I haven't seen it. Did it get filtered by any chance? Devstream went, oh. Maybe very soon. Maybe very soon. I do want to start that again at some point, but for me, dev streams are kind of a little bit boring when I don't have something good to show off. Everything seems impossible until you do it yourself. Yeah, like when I said yesterday, I was playing Delta and Ribbit, and I said, Manos is impossible to segment no-hit. Guess what I did a couple of hours later? I made a segment no-hit to help out Lacromia. So yeah, I've been wrong so many times in the past. I've said, maybe ULB Phase 3 no-hit's impossible. Maybe Distrust 2 Phase 1 no-hit's impossible. Maybe Disbelief Papyrus no-hit is impossible. Guess what happened when I kept grinding? They're not impossible. It's just a really long way away. Thought it couldn't be. Papyrus has gone too far, fan game. Yeah. Maybe I'll come back to that and beat it at some point. Maybe. It really, really depends. I honestly don't really like that fan game, honestly. I know it's a good attempt at a remake, but for now it's just it's disgusting. It's just disgusting. Yeah, and then look at what you did, Valentin. Who's Ari? Trio. The person responsible for making Dust Trust. Yeah, guys, anyone in chat who's a challenge runner, who was directly inspired by me doing something that you originally perceived as impossible? Because I know that it's happened a couple of times in the past. Like, after I did Distrust 2 Phase 1 no-hit, I saw some people's status changing. They did Phase 1 no-hit. I'm not going to give up now. So how many of you have been under that mindset? How many of you were directly inspired by me? I know for a fact that there's one person in chat who was directly inspired by me, and that was Rise. The Shanghai Vania no-hit was the challenge that first inspired him. And I think it was like 8 months ago, he finally finished it. He finally got Shanghai Vania no-hit. And, yeah, plenty of people have done that by now. At the time of... Oh, hold on. At the time of this stream, I don't know if this is still being updated. It probably isn't, considering that it's been put on an indefinite hiatus. But by now, 14 people have no-hit Shanghai Vania. 14 people. Hey, Rise. The game showed up. I take it you're having internet troubles, Rise. That's not what I'm laughing at, by the way. I'm just laughing at your mistype. Have we actually referred to your unfairly failed... Just realised mistake late. Hey, Scoiled. Man, almost the entire gang is here. Your unfairly failed in phase 1 successful attempt. At that point, I didn't know Moros got it first. You know what? I think we both got it at almost the exact same time. So, rather than just saying one of us was first ever, we were the first people to do phase 1 no-hit. Or rather, ULBR no-hit as a whole. We both share that title together. I know that's not how it works. I'm technically second ever, even though a glitch prevented me from being first ever. But hey, I don't care. It's still I Riz. Did you just see Riz? You know what that means. Yeah. Phase 1 and 3 no-hit were done in the same day. Fish. What fish? It's just whenever I hear it, you know what that means. I always think of Scooby-Doo. Because that's just how it came to be. Yeah, phase 2 has been done as well. Though it did take quite a while. Hey, Aryan. I saw you you got your Sound Voltex controller. How's that doing? Raven, you know very well why. It's by far the hardest of the 3 to get. Actually, no. No, I think phase 3 is the hardest to get because there's more luck locks in phase 3 than there are in phase 2. I've only just realised that. Like, phase 2, sure, it's difficult, but it's manageable. There are strats for it. It's not like phase 3 where you just have to hope you don't get cornered by RNG no matter where you are. Yeah, so technically, ULBR reverse the difficulty order. So phase 1 no-hit's the easiest, phase 2 no-hit's a little bit harder, and phase 3 is the hardest. Not to mention the most tedious. The controller's really nice. Almost... Oh, man. Okay, if you want to do future unboxings, maybe scribble over the address with a marker, or just turn the box upside down. It's not worth doxing yourself for an unboxing. Yeah, well, in ULBR, anyway. There are harder no-hits than ULBR phase 3. Hey, Ken. So... yeah. What can I make an overall promise of going into next year? Or finishing off this year? Finishing off this year, going to the next. I want to become a better developer, as well as continuing my goal of being a better person. I don't have any plans to return to no-hitting, because I don't enjoy it anymore. Apart from NHTP, but that's all of it. I plan to do more dev streams and maybe show off some more Angela examples. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be back to the spot where we were before. Not saying that, obviously, things will go back to the way they were. If things go back to the way they were, it would be terrible. But, yeah. In other words, hopefully everyone at that point would have just moved on from everything that just caused them dismay. So there we go. That's all I have to say going into 2024. If you guys have any New Year's resolutions, then I'd love to hear them. But until then, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Mods, thanks for moderating. And hopefully very soon, things will get better. I'll see you guys soon. Oh, and by the way, next stream will be the return of undercreated dev streams.